Hello and welcome to the forum. Every week, we take no more than 15 minutes to discuss the 3 highest conviction ideas surfaced across the Smart Karma network, cutting through the noise and helping you zero in on what truly matters most. The live forum and Q&A session are exclusively available to Smart Karma Plus subscribers. You can always revisit previous episodes on this YouTube channel. Without further ado, let's dive into this week's ideas.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Smart Karma Forum. A reminder, the forum is a high-impact weekly live webinar that's exclusive for Smart Karma Plus subscribers. We use this opportunity to present some of the best, highest conviction insights as surfaced across the Smart Karma network. A disclaimer, the forum is meant purely for informational purposes and does not constitute investment advice. It is the opinion not of Smart Karma, but that of our insight providers. And lastly, Chatham House rule applies. Please do not share any of this information without express permission on any social or public forum. Every week, we try and present 3 key ideas to you as surfaced by the data on the Smart Karma Research Network. These tend to be a small cap, a large cap, and an important thematic. Last week, for instance, we looked at Water Oasis, a play on the reopening of Hong Kong. We then examined the impending merger of Keppel's offshore marine business and Sembcorp Marine to create one of the top 3 oil capex plays in the world. And then we examined Indonesian coal companies and how they are mispriced here, where our analysis estimates anywhere between 50 to 60% dividend yield. At the end of every week, we take recordings of the forum and upload them onto our YouTube channel. You can discover that by searching for Smart Karma Plus Weekly Forum. This allows you to catch up on old ideas or sessions that you might have missed. And it's an easy way for you to share these with your friends and get their thoughts and opinions as well. This week, we will look at 3 key ideas. We'll start off with a mid-cap in Hong Kong called Sinotrans, one of the leading logistics companies in China. Next, we will examine CNOOC, which has featured previously on the forums as one of the compelling large-cap SOEs in China. And thirdly, we will look at the thematic of medical tourism revival in Southeast Asia, especially in Singapore, and how that benefits Raffles Medical. A reminder, you can ask questions at any point of time during this forum using the Q&A button on your Zoom applications. Alternatively, you can post your questions in the form of discussions on Smart Karma, and analysts will respond to you directly. Let's kick things off. Sinotrans. The ticker is 598 Hong Kong. The market cap is just over $2 billion. As you can see, the stock is trading close to its 52-week lows. Osbert Tang, who covers the space for us out in China, is the analyst here. First things first, what is Sinotrans? So Sinotrans is an integrated logistics services company. It provides, it's also linked to one of the largest shipping companies in China, and it provides pretty much all the on-the-ground logistics that are required from a fulfillment standpoint. Now, we just got to see the first quarter numbers. This is rare with Hong Kong listed companies, but for Sinotrans, because it has listings in mainland China as well, you get to see quarterly filings. So they had a very decent first quarter. Net profit grew 18% year on year, despite a very, very slow and weak environment for trade because of COVID restrictions. We actually saw a Sinotrans eke out a good profit. The gearing is down to only 7%, which means balance sheet is really healthy. The company is paying very good dividends. It's currently trading on about 11% dividend yield. Now, this is not just any old small logistics provider. It's actually sort of a top 3 logistics company in China. And, you can think of it as the FedEx or the UPS of China, and you're buying it here on an 11% dividend yield. We know for sure that as China recovers from COVID, which it will, like the rest of the world has, it's a matter of when, not if, you will see a resurgence in volume. for its main business lines, which is exports and logistics. Meanwhile, on Osbert's numbers, this is trading on about 3 times PE, is making a 12% ROE, and is just on 0.4 times book. For a company that's almost net cash and pays a very healthy dividend and is poised and well plugged into the recovery of China, that presents a very interesting and compelling investment case. We'll move on now and look at CNOOC. The ticker here is 883 Hong Kong. This is a $64 billion market cap company, so it's very much in a large cap. It trades over $200 million a day. Now, Travis Lindy wrote on it recently because there's something special going on. So first of all, what is CNOOC? CNOOC is one of China's largest oil and gas companies. It is very much an upstream oil and gas producer, as opposed to PetroChina and Sinopec that tend to run large refineries as well. CNOOC focuses on onshore as well as offshore drilling. Now, as we've seen with other oil majors, the current prevailing oil price has resulted in very strong earnings for the first quarter. Net profit rose almost 132% year on year. What's quite exciting here is that CNOOC has actually gone ahead and announced a special dividend of 1.18 Hong Kong dollars per share, which translates into a 10% dividend yield. Once this dividend gets approved, which it will, you will get paid out on the 15th of July. So that's great. Meanwhile, the stock price has underperformed global majors as well as its China peers ever since they announced its A-share issuance. So the shares have room to catch up. It's paying out a big special dividend. It's very, very underowned. All of those make it an interesting idea for large cap lovers. Moving on to the third and final thing for the presentations today. This is examining the revival of medical tourism and its key beneficiary being Raffles Medical. The market cap here is $1.6 billion US. So, this is a small to mid cap company. It trades $3 million a day. It's one of the few listed hospitals on the Singapore SGX market. Okay, so for those of you who are not familiar, Raffles is a leading brand. Raffles Medical is an integrated healthcare services provider. They operate hospitals, medical clinics. They also are among the 7 companies allowed to sell health insurance in Singapore. Over the last few years, Raffles has successfully used excess cash on its balance sheet to construct 2 hospitals in China. All these hospitals have actually gone live and begun operations, and the company has guided for a break even within 3 years, though this might come sooner. Meanwhile, in Singapore, Raffles has benefited from COVID, unlike most other hospitals in the region. Why is that? Because Raffles very successfully won government contracts to do vaccinations as well as handle PCR testing. So they've got a nicely cashed up balance sheet and ready for the revival in medical tourism. Now, channel checks are indicating that there is a lot of pent up demand and that medical tourists are already back in full force in Singapore. Clearly, that is not expressed or found its way into the share price, which you can see is still trading very, very close to its recent lows. Another interesting thing to note here is that the chairman of the company owns about 52%. He is 71 years old. There is lack of a clear succession plan here, and at the right opportune time and for the right valuation, this is a business that could trade. In Singapore, we've had a history of 2 hospital sales that have happened at very, very premium valuations. And that presents more icing on the cake. With that, I'm going to open it up now to questions. First question: is around CNOOC. And let me read the question out. Travis mentioned a new private pension launch in China in his recent CNOOC Insight. Can you comment more on the impact? And also, there's a note of good feedback. Really enjoy your Thursday forum. Thanks very much for that feedback. I'm actually really sorry. I don't exactly know the details of that private pension launch. So I do not want to give the wrong answer and misguide you. However, I will, on your behalf, post this as a question on the platform and tag Travis. We can actually do it now together. Maybe I can sort of show it to you. So in the future, you can do it yourselves too. Okay. So let's go into CNOOC briefly. Discussions. We can start a new discussion. And you can use the @ sign to tag an analyst. You mention there you go, and we post it. Now, Travis will receive a notification and he will reply to this thread, and it'll be an easy way for you to follow the answer. Once again, discussions are a great way for you to interact and engage directly with the analysts on the platform, and we would strongly recommend that you utilize this easy feature. You can post discussions from your mobile application if you've downloaded it, and of course, the way I just did, you can do it from your desktop too. If there are no further questions, I'm going to wrap up today's forum. I hope you like the sort of crisp, short formats. We want to keep things really to the point. But definitely send in feedback and ideas for future forums, and we would be sure to include them. With that, bye-bye, and thank you for attending.
That's it for this week. You can find more ideas like the ones we discussed today on demand on our YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification button. If you like these ideas, spread the word. Tell a fellow investor about Smart Karma Plus and follow us on social media. Just search for Smart Karma. And of course, don't forget to visit smartkarma.com for more independent, differentiated investment insights. Thanks for watching and see you next week.